Hello and welcome. This video is on line plots in R and R-Instat, following the R script in R-Instat. Our main aim is to show how to use the graphics dialogs in R-Instat. We join many enthusiasts for the grammar of graphics system in R, so the ggplot2 package. We have tried to make it easy to use while still giving access to its amazing flexibility. In the companion presentation, we show how an R script for line plots can be handled through the R-Instat dialogs. Here, we run and adapt the script itself. The script is found in this link. Go to this location, scroll down to the top of the example and click on the icon to copy the script to the clipboard. In R-Instat, click on the scroll icon in the toolbar. Then, either right-click and choose Paste or use Ctrl-V to paste the script into R-Instat. Notice that it pasted almost 80 lines. We won't need them all, but they don't do any harm. Scroll to the top and add a couple of blank lines. On the blank line 1 of the script, press the Insert button. In the dialog, go to the Commands tab and click on the Get Package Radio button. Scroll down to ggplot2, click on it and then press OK or to Script. This adds the R library statement because the script uses commands from that package. There is a second preliminary statement to add because the script produces multiple graphs. So, go to line 3 in the script, so just below the library command, and press Insert again. Choose the output graph window and press OK again. As a third preliminary, click on the down arrow on the output window icon on the toolbar to check that the Show R Commands option is ticked. When you run an R script, it is usually useful to copy the R commands into the output window. Now, start by running the two preliminary commands. Go back to line 1 and press Run. This should run the library command. Then, press Run again. Nothing much will have happened, but you should see the commands or at least the comments in the output window. Also, the cursor is nicely poised, ready to run the first graph, so at line 6 in the script. Now let's go for the first graphs. With the cursor anywhere on the comment line, that is line 6, press Run. You have the first graph. If not visible, you may have to get it from the taskbar at the bottom of the screen. Press Run again for the second graph. That's magical and so quick. But let's slow down just a bit. We have the graphs without ever looking at the data. Let's have both. Put the cursor just below the first command. That is line 8 for us. Press the Insert button, then click on the Save Data tab and type Economics into the From Data Frame button. That's exactly the same as is in the command on line 7. Then press OK. This adds a comment plus another statement into the script. With the cursor on the comment just produced, press Run again. This now puts the economics data into R-Instat. Repeat this below the second graph, so Insert button again to also put economics_long into R-Instat. We now have a small data book with just these two data frames. As when we just use dialogs, it is often convenient to save the R-Instat data book as we proceed. Use File, Save As, Save Data As. Then browse and choose a name in your working directory. Click Save and then OK on your return to the dialog. Before moving on, it is useful to graph some of the other variables in the economics data. Return to the economics data frame. Then, in the first graph line of the script, that is line 7, swap the variable unemployed for another of your choice. We choose PCE. Then click Run. In the graph window, you may wish to use the History tab and remind yourself of the earlier graphs. Now, let's progress further down the script. Go to the comment where it mentions a vertical time series. Press Run to get the next graph. Then, press Run 3 more times. Here is the latest graph, and it shows steps rather than lines. Before going on, notice the script has produced a new data frame called Recent. This has just the data for the last 27 months. Let's add the third data frame to the R-Instat data book. In the script, put the cursor below the 3 lines that mention Recent. Press on the Insert button and type Recent into the data frame name, then press OK. You should be on the comment of the lines you have just produced. Press Run. This adds the data frame called Recent into the data book. Click on the Save button in the toolbar to save an updated version of the data book, now with all 3 of the data frames. Now, use the script to produce the remaining graphs. Press Run 3 times for the graphs that include a calculation and also show its path. Before going on, you may wonder whether the date being as numeric in the script is needed. Maybe the graph would be clearer without that? You decide to experiment. Copy the last line, the one with the as numeric, and paste a copy below. Put a hash symbol at the start of the original line, then it goes green and becomes a comment. Delete the as numeric from your new line and try Run again. With the years in the graph legend, that is now easier to interpret. The next graph just changes the color of the first graph from black to red. Press Run again on the line starting #changing parameters. The final task is to add arrows to the lines. The cursor is already on the green line that mentions arrow parameter. Press Run 3 times. Here is the graph. They have the arrows specified in detail in the command. This is what gave us trouble when using the dialogs in the companion presentation. One last task at this stage. We have saved the data, but we now have an improved script and should save that too. Also, the remaining lines in the script have nothing to do with this data. So, select the lines from below the arrow section to the end of the script and press Delete. Use the Save button in the script window. Choose where to save the script and give it a name. Finally, we try a task in the other direction. So moving from an R-Instat dialog towards a script. This is to get the line with arrows as we have just seen, and we couldn't quite do from the dialog. Use the New button in the script window to give an empty tab. use the economics data in the data view window, use the describe graphs line plots dialog, complete it as shown, so with pop as the single variable, date as the X, and with the down arrow on the plot options using the line options. Check the arrow checkbox and choose the last option in the pull-down menu. This is close to what we need. Change the color to red and press return, then press to script button rather than OK. In the script, it is clearer if we add a couple of blank lines. We also split the line starting last graph into 2 lines. The one missing element from the arrow parameter is to have it at both ends of the line. So we add ends is equals to both as shown. Then press the Run All button and say you would like to proceed. This gives the details on the graph that we needed. It shows the general point that when using dialogs, if there is ever something that is not possible, then you could always tweak. So slightly change the script generated by a graph that is close to the one you want.